What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. It's episode number 3, massive win for the Foxes in our last game over Bournemouth. 2 wins in our last 3 games now, both of course being at home. So today, lots to get through with more games in the Premier League. Hopefully, going to get our first away victory this season, and maybe it'll come here. Our first game, a battle of 2 new prototypes, Southampton away at St Mary's. Come on the Foxes. Obviously we saw yesterday Southampton relegated against Spurs. I believe it's the fastest relegation in Premier League history. And it's stuck on 10 points. Oh dear. They're probably going to get 3 against us here as the youngster Tyler Dibbling opens to scoring. There's still that chance they might well break that Derby County record. And I said once before, I don't think that would ever be beaten. And I'm going to stick my neck out here, and I'd love to hear your opinions on this as well. I don't think Southampton will finish on 10 points. I think they'll get at least 1 more point in their remaining games to at the very least equal Derby County's record with just a few games to go. Let me know what you think, whether they will remain on 10 for the rest of the season. We know they're down, but can they now avoid that record? And can we, yes, come on, get our first away points of the season so far? All 7 coming at the King Power, but there's the instant leveler, Durasimmi's second of the year. Well, that did not go the way I thought it would on the back of the early 2 goals. Game started off at a frenetic pace. Absolutely nothing happened after that. But I'll take it, though. I'll take it. It might not be back-to-back wins for the first time this season, but it's our first away point of the year. I'll take it. Right, 3 more scouting updates. Let's see what we got. Where from England, we shall keep scouting these 6 players here as potential Vardy successors. And from France, there's a couple of players here that look absolutely fantastic. I must say, this lad at the bottom, Elliot Bonneau, looks brilliant at 6'1" as well. I'll keep scouting them just for now, though, after only 1 month for these guys here. And from Thailand, there's a couple of good players here, but again, I'm going to keep scouting for now and see how they look after another month. I'm very picky with my youth players, and I've always said this, I do believe it's the best way to go. When you're doing a 9-month mission with 3 5-star judgment scouts, you can afford to be highly selective, man. You know you're going to find gem after gem after gem. Right, following game, back at the King Power, we've won both of our games, our last 2 games, I should say, at home, and now we're going for 3 straight, and what would be 3 wins in 5 games in this nice mini run of form. Tough one though, in form Nottingham Forest, both in real life and in the save as well, in a big Midlands derby. Come on the Foxes. I'm loving the realism in this save as well. Forest right now 2nd in the table, and Chris Wood is banging them in. I said this is the realistic career mode. Oh! And it's definitely feeling that way, man. I'm loving it. This starts to save mirroring what we're seeing in real life right now in many ways. Still 0-0. Manson almost caught out. Just about. Palmed it over his crossbar. 12 after the restart. I'll be honest, it's been all one-way traffic. Forest controlling the tempo of the game. Looking the far better team. All their shots have come from range so far, including the one you saw earlier. But this time, the one time they're in, Manson is on his toes, the 2 behind for a corner. It's literally a training exercise right now. All Nottingham Forest team, in form in real life, in form in this save. Oh! And all I'm trying to do is just grind out the 0-0 here. Just hold on to it. It's brilliant though, because as difficult as that game was, it's realistic, exactly what you'd expect. It's not a Forest team out of form right now who we just thrashed 4-0. No, we've had to grind out a 0-0, and I'll take it. No losses in our last 3 games, 3 clean sheets in a row at home. I guess the only unrealistic start to this save is the fact that right now we're looking pretty secure defensively. Right, following the game, Jordan says he wants to leave, so I'm not playing him. Totally fine with me. He might have only arrived in the summer, but I've got no plans for the guy in this save, so he's definitely going to go in January. And next up, Ipswich Town away at Portman Road in an early relegation 6-pointer. We know both teams are almost definitely going to get relegated come the end of the season in real life. But in this save, one of us can survive, and I think we've got a better chance of doing it as well. So let's go for 3 points here in our first away day victory. Come on the Foxes. Yeah, I said back in episode 1 that I thought this year Leicester had the best chance of surviving out of the 3 newly promoted sides. And I stand by this, and I will stand by this. Had they kept Steve Cooper, I think they definitely would run it close. Now, whether they would stay up or not, I'm not totally sure, but I do think they would have done a lot better than they have done under Ruud van Nistelrooy. I like Van Nistelrooy, you know, I like Van Nistelrooy. As someone who grew up in the 90s, it's lovely to see someone that I saw banging the goals in the Premier League for Manchester United, now managing in the Premier League too. But let's just be honest, he's not done well since coming in, has he? And I will stand by it. I think Steve Cooper would have given him a much better chance of survival had he kept the job. But fair play to Kieran McKenna. Not that many people thought he'd have a good chance of running it close this year, but well, had they beaten Wolves, as we said, it certainly would be a lot closer now. I will point out, though, some people did think Ipswich would have the best chance of surviving out of the 3 newly promoted sides this year. I know Chris Sutton mentioned it. Chris Sutton said he thought Ipswich would run it close this year. Oof. And if you were one of the others that thought the Tractor Boys would have the best shot of survival, then fair play. And they'll definitely have a great shot if they win this game as well. Nathan Broadhead belts one in, and Ipswich Lee would tend to play in the first. Okay, Cody carrying a knock as well as he tries to tackle Delap, who hurdles it, looking like an NFL player. Great save for Manton with a rebound. Turned in by Amari Hutchinson. And Ipswich, who suffered 2 late goals against them on the weekend, have scored 2 quick ones late in the first half here. Just not got going in this game. They've not got going. Mavididi to Vardy. Is there a chance for a late one here as Jamie looks to turn back the clock? Couldn't get a shot away. And I will say this, Dara O'Shea in this game here has had Jamie Vardy in his back pocket and said, the future is now, old man. You're not the pacey striker you once were 10 years ago. Time to hang it up. Ipswich with a big win. Our away form continues to struggle. No wins on the road and a big 3 points to the Tractor Boys. And that sums up our start to the season. At home, we look really strong, but away from home, anyone can turn us over. And we've got a really tough run of fixtures coming up as well. After this game, there'll be an international break. Then Chelsea, Brentford, West Ham, Brighton, Liverpool. Really tough run. And to start it off, Manchester United away at Old Trafford. I thought they did well yesterday, to be fair, Manchester United. It was a bit of a free hit for them, really. Like, no one was expecting anything. Had they lost the game, no one would have been absolutely furious anyway. Oh dear. And whilst it was another game without a goal for Rasmus as his really difficult patch continues, well, in this save, it doesn't seem as though he's struggling. 10 minutes in, he's got the opener, Manchester United in front. Yeah, I'll say this now. I think this year we'll be lucky to get 1 away day victory. So far 0, and I don't think the first will come here now we're a goal down early. Really tough season for him. Obviously, it's worth pointing out he's only 22. He's still a young man. Sometimes it takes time for players to adjust. Do you know what I think he needs? I think he needs a loan spell. Personally, I think he needs a loan spell. Needs a loan spell at maybe a mid-table, bottom half Premier League side. Maybe next year. Going to a Wolves, for example, if Mateus Cunha does end up leaving in the summer. And a good year of first-team football with less pressure, less expectations. Oh, good save for Manson. Maybe he can find his feet elsewhere for a year. 25 minutes in here, still down by 1, and yeah, not fancy a chance of getting back in this game. Really struggling early doors here. Penned in our own half. And as things stand, lucky to only be down by 1. Wow, pops it out wide. Stefan Mavididi into Sumari. Growing confidence a bit towards the end of the first half here. Oh, great ball! Durasimi, can you finish? Yes, you can! Come on! Third of the year, and right before the break, Foxes pounce and get the leveller. Brilliant ball, brilliant finish. 7 to play. Done a great job of keeping Manchester United at bay in the second half, but as Garnacho receives the through ball, slips it back. Rasmus denied by Hermansen. As his compatriot keeps it at 1-1 for now, with 5 to play, and he's just been taken off. Can the Red Devils find that late winning goal? Just trying to grind it out. Oh, Hermansen again. Brilliant performance. It's an onslaught of Manchester United corners in these final minutes here. Still tied at 1-1. 30 seconds in all time. Let's be gutted if we lose it late, man. Seriously, we've done well to keep them at bay for the most part. Header clear, flicked away. Where are the 3 minutes come from? I'm playing 3-minute halves. Casemiro flicks it through. Great goalkeeping Hermansen. And wow, just hoots it clear. And Leicester will cling on for the point. Where did those 3 minutes go? What? How do you get 3 minutes of stoppage time on 3-minute halves? I'll take that though. A couple of great bits of goalkeeping late from Hermansen. And it is a point away. We won't get many this season. And I'll certainly take it there. Big one claimed and a great way to start a difficult run of fixtures. Right, following the game we'll have an international break before the next 3 fixtures. 3 more scouting updates. Where from England, I might put my first lad in the academy. He looks incredible, man. Adam Waters, 57-77 overall. He's actually a winger, not a forward, but I think we could definitely turn him into one at just 16 years old. Yeah, go on, that pace is exciting, man. Let's put him in. And from France, I think I'm going to give Gabin Cellier a scholarship as well. A little taller than Kante at 6'2", but the sort of player that could definitely be converted to ball-playing centre-half, if not as a DM. Potential looks good. Overall looks good. And we'll take a look at him in just a moment. And as for the lads from Thailand, I'm not sure who to give a scholarship to. I mean, there's a couple of players that look really good in here, but I think for now, I'll just keep on scouting and see how they look in time. As for the lads just put in the academy, 2 players joining up, our first 2 players getting scholarships here. I must say, I'm quite excited about them both, really. Both 16, so both can be promoted, but I think for now, we'll just keep them in the youth team and see how they look after a few months. Right, following game on the back of the international break, Chelsea heading into this game here. It's been a nice little patch for Leicester City, only 1 loss in our last 5 games, only 2 losses in our last 7 as well. And now being back home where we are much stronger, Chelsea comes to the King Power. I've got a feeling here we could have a scalp against Maresca's side in our first victory against a top 6 team. Chelsea in the Midlands. Come on, the Foxes. Palmer to Jadon Sancho. Oh, what a ball. That's a brilliant, oh, what a brilliant move and a brilliant goal that is. Well, we know he's under goal drought, Cole Palmer, but that's an ice-cold build-up and a crisp, clean finish by Man City's boy, now Chelsea's man. 1-0, 10 minutes, no goal drought in the save. Jadon Sancho, Nicholas Jackson, Neto to 31 minutes in, Chelsea 2-0 up. I saw this game as a potential scalp. I certainly don't see it that way now. It's amazing how life is so subjective at times, isn't it? It seemed as though we were doing all right recently, but we're not going to win this now. So it's going to be no wins in our last 5 and only 1 in our last 7. Yeah, not an ideal run from the Foxes. Aiming to stay clear of that bottom 3 for now. Jadon Sancho, great dribbling from the Manchester United loanee. Offloads to Palmer. Christiansen does really well and hooks it clear too. So many question marks about whether Sancho will be returning to Manchester United, whether he'll stay at Chelsea, whether he'll go elsewhere. Well, in this game, I'm really struggling against him. As Nicholas Jackson finds him, he's totally unmarked, totally free, 4 goal free. 46 minutes in, 3-0 down. What was this about being strong at home? Definitely not today. Well, we tightened up in the second half, so that's a positive, but we are still going to end up with no points as Cole Palmer finds Sancho. And I just said we tightened up. Not for that moment there. 4-0 for Chelsea, and absolutely battered in our worst home performance of the year. Okay. There's a long way to go, but these are the patches of form where when they start getting a bit out of hand, that's when you think, I'm not sure when that next win is going to come. And on the back of this loss, I'm not sure it's going to come in the next one. Following again, let's move straight into it. 7 days' time. Brentford away in West London to G-Tech. No wins away from home this season, but we have had 2 draws in our last 3 away games, and I'd certainly take one here against Thomas Frank's side. You might have seen pre-game as well. Vardy asking for a contract renewal. Out of contract in the summer. He'll definitely get one, don't get me wrong. But obviously I'm preferring Rafa Yu to Jamie up top right now. 3 for our new Nigerian forward. Only 1 for the veteran Vardy so far. But if I could just ask him to take a rotational squad role. Mate, you know, you're approaching 40 now. You know, it's time to start coming off the bench. I wish you could do that in Korea, but it's so frustrating. And when a player asks for a squad role, you've got to give it to them at the minimum. Otherwise, they won't take the extension. Oh, as Vardy smashes that one way off target. Well, just like Brentford's game against Chelsea at the G-Tech over the weekend, does seem as though we're set for a 0-0 here, but I'll take it. I'll take again a rare clean sheet. It'll be our 4th of the year, I think. Far better than what we've seen Leicester do throughout the course of the season in real life right now. And a big point claimed, only 1 loss in our last 4 away trips as things stand, if we can hold on. But here's Fabio Carvalho for Brentford, bringing the ball through to Kevin Schade, and now the German slides it through. There's Jonathan David, flicks it back, lovely interplay. Schade plays it through. There's David, who beats Timant into the ball and breaks the Leicester resistance. 21 to play. The Bees sting the Foxes and take the lead late in the second. 10 to play, and Leicester have had the stuffing knocked out of them. It does seem as though it's now going to be back-to-back losses. 3 defeats in 4. And oh, what on earth has happened there? No wins in 6 for Leicester City. But that is an incredibly unlucky goal. Kevin Schade has all but wrapped it up. But there was nothing we could do about that one. Brentford 2, Leicester 0. That is going to do it. And the Foxes continue to slide down the Premier League table and continue to look nervously over their shoulders. Above the bottom 3 for now. But if this form continues, it won't be long before we are right in the thick of it. Right, on the back of this loss, let's jump into the following game. Back at the King Power, thank goodness for that, and looking for a return to victory here after no wins in our last 6. Another London side, West Ham, Graham Potter rejuvenating the Irons, coming to the King Power. Got to get something positive in this game on the back of those big 2 defeats there. Come on, the Foxes. I don't think Graham Potter's got the credit he deserves for what he's done at West Ham since coming in. Don't get me wrong, it's not been miraculous of a turnaround, but I mean, that was a team that looked lost, really, wasn't it, at the start of the season? You know I'm a massive David Moyes fan, so I wasn't a fan of the successor that was brought in to replace him as Hermansen flies through the air to tip it away. But, yeah, Potters came in, inherited a bit of a mess, let's be honest, and steadied the ship completely. And for the summer, well, we know they're going to be staying in the Premier League. If he can get given the funds and get given the freedom for transfers, he can start laying down some serious groundwork there, akin to what he had with Brighton. Steffi Mavididi gets away! Oh, how on earth not in a target there? So second half underway, still tied at 0-0. I'd definitely take this as well. Still tied at 0-0. And granted, whilst we'll be still searching for that first win since our victory over Bournemouth in the last episode, we haven't had a win yet today. I'll take the rare clean sheet and the solid point against a good West Ham side. But there is going to be a chance to win it. Yes, and maybe he'll get it through this man. 4th of the year for our new man up top. Rafiu puts Leicester in front with 28 to play. I was planning on playing one more game, which is Brighton on the weekend, but you know I like to... Where you going? You know I like to end on a win, so I might just have to end it here if we can hold on to it. But there's still 20 minutes to play with our leaky defence. It's far from finished as Hermansen makes a great save. It's a bit of a scramble, and what has just happened there? Michael Antonio walks the ball over the line, celebrates like he's Bellingham, but Jude, Job, or anyone of the Bellingham family could have finished that, because he just walked it in. Shot saved by Hermansen. I don't know what on earth happened there, but it drops to Antonio, who has the simplest of finishes. A complete calamity in the 6-yard area, and at any level, let alone Premier League, that's going to result in a goal. A win slipping through our fingers in a comical but frustrating fashion. That's one of those moments where you really need more AI intelligence, because the man I was controlling, Vestergaard, was getting automatically dragged towards the ball because it was loose and he was the closest outfield player towards it. But he doesn't need to go towards the ball. Hermansen's made the save and the ball's practically right next to him. Just let Mads pick it up instead. Calamitous error, and West Ham capitalise. Can't let those results slip, man. Right, let's do one more game. We'll end on this. Brighton, our final fixture today, as we take on Fabian's side, aiming for our first win of the episode after none in 7. Good to get a decent point there, but I really need a win as we continue to slide towards the bottom 3. Brighton, our final game. Come on, the Fox. Let's get a win today. I just remembered as well, I got JonaDocks out there for this game, which I shouldn't really be able to do because he's on loan from Brighton. And ordinarily, loan players are ineligible to play against their parent club, but sometimes they can. Oh, great save, Hermansen. Sometimes a club will give their loan player written permission to play against them, so that's what I'm going to imagine for this game here. Fabian knows we're struggling, and thus he's allowed me permission to play JonaDocks against Brighton. So far, they're not having an impact, still 0-0. So we march through the gap, Jorginho Ritter, one-on-one. Listen, we could have JonaDocks, João Pedro, Jorginho Ritter, the whole Brighton team. We'd still be struggling against them right now. We are just struggling that much. It's Ritter with the finish, it's Brighton in front, and the Foxes are behind again. I don't know what I've got to do to sort this out, but right now we are sleepwalking towards relegation. Winks to JonaDocks. And he's saying, get me back to Brighton. I don't want to stay here with these Foxes. But, wait. Oh, how on earth do you not finish that, Doxy boy? You absolute bottler. Verbruggers makes a great save. That's our top scorer one-on-one, and I still didn't hit the back of the net. Sums the season up as that ball through is going to drop to Visser. And the ex-Brentford man steps around Okoli. And Hermansen keeps it at 1 for now. Still, it's not going to matter. I think that's going to do it. And Brighton are going to extend Leicester's winless run as Johan Visser flicks it back. It's rolled through. Game over. Solly March wraps it with the dagger. And the Seagulls will fly to East Midlands, pick up 3 points, and condemn Leicester to a place in the relegation zone. 3 losses in our last 4 games. 4 losses in our last 6 and no wins in our last 8 for Leicester, home and away. It was all looking so good at the end of the last episode, 2 wins in 3 out of the bottom 3, but now we are in the relegation zone and looking likely to stay there for a while in this current form. That will do it for today's episode, guys. Big thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, if you had, please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. I will return in the next one with more games in the Premier League, the FA Cup third round, and the January transfer window opening. No doubt about it. I think we need to make some moves if we'd have a chance of surviving this year. Have a great day. Much love, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon.